Hey guys, welcome back to the Leia Heilpan show. It looks like the bull market is back. And what happens during a bull market? So much FUD. And if you remember in the last bull market, there was a lot of concerns that we saw around energy, environmental issues, crypto supposedly bad for the environment. So I have a guest today who might have a solution for this. So joining me on the show today is Glenn Grant, the CEO of Solar X. Glenn, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey Leia, I'm good. And thank you very much for having us on. Very excited to go through how we can change that paradigm.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we delve into what you guys are doing, I'd like to get your perspective on why do you think there is so much FUD around energy and environmental concerns when it comes to crypto, when really that doesn't need to be the case because there are so many other alternatives, so many different ways to mine crypto, mine Bitcoin in much more energy efficient ways. So what's your take? Why do you think there's all this misinformation floating around right now?
I think it's down to mainly the traditional sort of view of crypto. I mean, we're always shown on the TV, we're always shown in the traditional media of these huge Bitcoin and crypto mining farms, over vast amounts of land and vast amounts of warehouses just sucking down the power from the electricity grid. And indeed, it's broadened and heightened on the further threat, certainly here in the US, of regulation on those crypto farms as well. But it doesn't need to be like that moving forward. And that's something we at SolarX are very much mindful of as well, which is why we've been working on this product and this crypto protocol for a number of years now. And finally, it's ready to release.
Okay, amazing. So let's understand what SolarX is. What are you guys working on? How is it better for the environment when it comes to crypto?
Well, first and foremost, it's better for the environment in the fact that it takes no electricity from mains power, from the traditional mains. So you don't have to look at your electricity bill every month and take a step back and a sharp intake of breath as it runs into the thousands. The SolarX crypto miner, for the best part, is all powered by that massive yellow thing in the sky that we call the sun. And even if you're in the lands of Scandinavia, where there's not a lot of sunlight, you can still be accommodated because the SolarX miner itself comes a handy little package with the solar panel, and all it actually requires is 5 hours of daylight to mine 24 hours a day, and that's continuous. It also comes with its own app that you can download to your cell phone from Google Play or the Apple App Store, and that'll tell you how much you're actually generating, how many hash rates you're producing, and at the end of the day, which is most important for everybody out there, how much you're actually earning in the scheme of things. So it's a completely different way of actually looking at mining. You're not taking any resources from the grid, so therefore you're not taking any resources from the traditional ways of getting power, which would be oil and gas and nuclear. You're taking it directly from the sun above us.
I think it's so fascinating just because, like I said, there's just so much, FUD and a lot of anti-crypto narratives. And to see a project come out and actually create some kind of solution to this, it is going to be really interesting, when people start talking more and more about it. You obviously have a token. So can you explain the utility behind the token? How does it fit into the entire ecosystem?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, obviously, the SolarX project has its own native token, which is a SolX. That in essence will be what you're actually mining initially on your mining rig. It also is the one that's powering our blockchain and our ecosystem as such. So if you're looking as a project to actually build on our layer one blockchain, you can actually mint your own token via the SolarX parent coin. And actually, if you choose, and if it's your choice as well, have your token mined by our miners. So in essence, you'll be enjoying the same level of safety and security on the chain as SolarX does by completely decentralizing your token generation through our miners. So again, it's different, and it mainly appeals to those chaps out there that if you're looking to actually be eco-conscious and green-conscious moving forwards with a crypto project, it kind of like defeats the object if you're going to be building on the traditional chains and it's a carbon neutral project, because on one hand you're saying, hey, we're green, we're eco-friendly, and on the other hand, but we're taking this. So it makes sense for you to actually deploy onto a protocol that has those green credentials moving forward, and that's something that the SolarX token can actually provide for you as well.
Got it. And how does your mining farms different from other mining farms? How does it compare to your competitors, let's say?
Yeah, well, again, our mining farms will be completely eco-friendly. They're also going to be democratized to mining farms are usually the premise of the large purchaser out there or the institutional investor out there, where you need a large sum of money to lay down to get a mining farm up and running, to keep it going, and to obviously enjoy the benefits moving forward. The SolarX mining farm works on a different principle. We're democratizing this to the retail investor, the mum and dad investor, and anyone who has an interest in actually making some money going forward without harming anything. So our mining farm will be completely solar powered. It will be located in the Middle East. And not only will we have to fractionalize, invest in the SolarX mining rigs, so you can buy more than 2, 3, 4, hundreds if you so wish. You'll be able to buy and sell the interests in those mining rigs, but also you'll have the ability later on down the line to mine Bitcoin using your SolarX token. And this whole mining farm as well layer will be run and powered by the SolarX token. So effectively, you're fractionalizing investing in that mining farm going forward, and it's a liquid investment. So you can be out somewhere in the back end of Beyond and can't receive, unfortunately, the SolarX mining rig, but you can still have the chance to actually participate in the benefits of the SolarX mining rig, as well as other proof of work coins, and also Bitcoin moving forward in our mining farm endeavors.
So you mentioned that they can get involved in mining Bitcoin eventually. So how many coins and how many tokens and how many networks can people mine?
We've actually had a look early from our developers, and pretty much Bitcoin obviously requires a lot more power. That's something that we can attain to in our mining farm. Obviously, with more solar panels, we can power that. It's not something you can necessarily complete that at home. But basically, if it's a proof of work token, then you do have the chance, obviously, in our mining farm to actually mine that as well. So it opens up that whole new avenue of actually earning money and mining tokens and having that choice, which is something you don't ordinarily have elsewhere. I mean, there's nowhere else out there that I know that can give you fractionalized investment in crypto mining farms and the ability to buy and sell stakes and actually mine the token, which can earn you the most return going forward. That's something that just doesn't exist at the moment. It's either you invest in a mining farm that mines one token, or you go out and buy a mining rig for $5,000-$6,000 and mine one token, and that's it. You don't have the choice. So in two forms, we're democratizing the mining, and we're also giving you the choice, and we're also giving you liquidity. And that's all going to be powered by the SolarX token at the base of the operation. So another utility for the token moving forward.
And when you talk about fractionalized mining, is that literally referring to the number of different coins that you're able to mine, or what specifically is that referring to?
It can mean two things, and this is a good thing about it. We do have the choice. So you may not want to mine SolarX. You may only want to take a holding in 50% of a mining rig. You can do that. You may want to do 100% of mining, but split that over different tokens. You can do that. You may not want to buy 5 mining rigs, but you can effectively have that ownership of 5 mining rigs in the mining farm. So it's fractionalized. So it gives you that adaptability to choose your investment profile, to do your own research, and to make your own decisions. So it's empowering the user rather than the farm to get involved and have more decision making over their investment program. Because fractionalized can mean one or two things, right? It can mean you can either have bits and pieces, or you can have a spread out of the whole lot. And the good thing is that the farm itself will be liquid. Right. So at any one moment in time, you think, okay, I've had enough of mining Bitcoin. I'd like to choose this other coin that's now being made available on the farm. Then by all means, you can sell your fractionalized stake in the farm. Someone can buy it from you, and you can change your investment to another coin by fractionally investing that elsewhere.
And, there's this idea in crypto, which is just because you build it doesn't mean they will come, which basically means marketing matters. So I'm really curious, what's your marketing strategy in order to, get the word out there and I guess, be mass adopted essentially?
Yeah, so and it's a very good question to ask, because there's a lot of crypto projects out there, and Leia, you probably know that, and obviously your followers know that as well, is that they always have the next best thing since sliced bread. It's always a super,
Yeah.
but unfortunately it fails at that final hurdle because they don't take marketing to be an important component of that project. So it doesn't matter if your project is superb, if you don't have that marketing plan in place, then unfortunately it fails miserably. Luckily enough, we've employed a dedicated external marketing team that are well versed in releasing crypto projects. They're on board with us. They have a dedicated marketing plan in place. And that's not only for pre-launch, which is, of course, very, very important, but also for post-launch as well. And that obviously is an ongoing strategy because, again, you're probably used to it and your viewers are probably used to it as well. There's a lot of crypto projects out there that go hell for leather and really put a lot of onus in pre-launch marketing. As soon as it launched, it's like, thanks very much, bye, see you, we're off. You're not going to hear from us again, we've got your money. That's not the case here because this is a long-term endeavor. This is a long-term project. And particularly when you're building a layer one blockchain on top, and particularly when you're introducing various utility for the token itself, which is very friendly for any potential investor, then that marketing schedule has to be ongoing. And that's something that we're very, very mindful of. The one thing that we're going to be doing in the short term is once we're launched layer is obviously pivoting from offering our token to then pivoting around to being a purely blockchain mining company with utility on top. So directing potential investors and potential interested parties and projects to various components of our business to get them involved. So it does pivot somewhat. But the marketing in place obviously is across all levels. That does change depending on who you want to attract. At the moment, we're very, very fortunate to have a lot of take up on our public round. We're now going for our strategic round, and also there's the seed round, but different marketing obviously accounts for different strategies. So what necessarily works for the retail investor doesn't necessarily work for the institutional investor. So we've spread our message wide and painted it with a big brush on that one. So we're going for everybody as such at the moment, Leia. But that'll change, obviously, as we grow.
And would you say that you have any direct competitors out there right now?
Oh, that are plugged into the sun, essentially? No, not really. I mean, look, if we was to come out and say we're the first decentralized protocol out there, then yes, obviously that puts us headlong into various other competitors, right?
Right.
And some are good, some are bad, some are completely awful, right? They don't have the components that we do. Majority of crypto projects that launch, pretty much they're funded because they don't have that income. SolarX has that income, right? So we're not potentially relying on getting a huge raise to keep the lights on. We have that product. The product is unique in the fact that it is solar powered. So even if there is an eco-friendly miner out there, then it won't perform as the SolarX miner does because it hasn't got its own blockchain and it hasn't got the ability to actually mine other coins and other projects and anything else you can name as well. So at the moment, we're kind of in the favorable position of being kind of unique out there. And we do actually have our IP and our patent on our miner as well. So that protects us to a good degree as well, which is handy at this stage, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's discuss the roadmap. Where are you guys at right now? What can we expect from you in the next 6 months to a year?
Oh, 6 months to a year. Well, obviously, first and foremost, me having less hair and more grey. That goes without reasoning. We're looking to launch. The target is for the first 2 weeks of May. That's a given.
Okay.
Currently, we're in negotiation with a number of exchanges. We're getting good feedback from them. But of course, crypto being the flavor of the month at the moment, we're very much in the bull market. We're very much dependent on the exchange's calendar to when we can list. So that's okay.
What exchanges are you speaking with? Can you tell us?
I can tell you that nothing's been done as yet. So it's obviously the usual suspects layer. It would be BitGet, Bybit, Gate, OKX.
Got it.
The list goes on, right? They're very, very busy at the moment. So we're trying to negotiate with them, obviously, a decent day for us to launch within our target. And they're coming back, obviously, and saying, can you do this, can you do that? But that's how exchanges work. Coming from a Kraken background myself, I understand where they're coming from on both sides of the coin, right? After the launch, the blockchain's released. It comes out of testnet quite quickly. We're talking to a number of projects at the moment that are looking to build on SolarX. So that's encouraging. They mainly come from a green background, the eco background. So if you can think of like carbon trading outfits that want to build, then that's our first priority. So that's coming. We then, after a month or so of decent marketing, as you touched on earlier, we'll then be releasing the mining farm and the real world asset site and the fractionalized investment site. After that, we're looking at taking on other projects and obviously giving them an incentive to build, because if they're successful, then we're successful, and that's great. The other thing we're looking to do, obviously, is take on these projects in a longer term sort of way, give them incentives to obviously build on SolarX, incentivize them in a way of grants in cash rather than tokens, because giving someone tokens is counterintuitive to the price of the token itself. You can't pay your bills with a SolarX token just yet. So incentivizing them to build on our protocol, getting them to build, expanding on the blockchain protocol itself, opening up other distribution points for the miner, increasing the mining distribution and geographical reach. So rather than the miner coming out from one central position delivery point in Europe, we then have delivery and building points locally in South America, in Asia, in Australasia, in Europe and Africa. So we can actually start accelerating the build of the mining machines. And that's very, very important, because that's the overall health of the blockchain protocol itself as well. The one thing that we're very, very mindful of, obviously, is the utility of the SolarX token itself. There will be a number of utilities we're introducing in the short and long term. First and foremost, it will be the ability to buy a miner direct from the website at a discount with the SolarX token. So you'll be able to...
What are the prices roughly that people...
Oh, roughly, at the moment, we're setting the price at $740, so well within reach of everybody. Obviously, the mining farm will be different because it's fractionalized. So if you don't have $740 lying around, you can transfer that ownership into the fractionalized investment site. And just as a sideline, and thanks for bringing that up, because that's one of the questions we get asked quite regular is, how long does it take to break even? Now, obviously, it's quite an open-ended question, but we envisaged and estimated that you should be breaking even within 7 months on that investment. Obviously, a lot shorter if a token goes sky high, right? It could be a couple of weeks. But that's something on a normal sort of price projection at launch price is about 7 months. So that's good to know for everyone. So that's kind of like our short-term plans moving forward.
You mentioned a lot of different things. I'm just curious, what would you say is your most immediate goal? Like, what is the thing that the team is working on now within the next month?
Oh, crikey. Blockchain, the blockchain protocol, the layer 1 blockchain protocol. That's the most important thing, because that really does set us apart. And we've really got to capitalize on the niche that we have in the market, that being proof of green energy, right? Because as you know, you can put a patent on a piece of machinery. You can't necessarily put a patent on a blockchain. So we've really got to accelerate and capitalize on the first cab out of the rank as such. So the blockchain is our main focus point. And that's something that we'll be drilling home directly after the launch, and the marketing will be directly involved in getting that message through to interested parties. Definitely, it's the blockchain itself. And then next up, it's the marketing for the real world asset fractionalized investment site, which is a mouthful in itself.
It is, yeah. And how do people follow everything that you guys are doing if they want to get involved? Like, where do they start with keeping up to date on everything? And eventually,
well, I mean, first port of call layout obviously be our website, solarx.ai. However, we do have a very, very involved community. I'm involved with the community as well on Telegram. There's a plus or a minus there, but I feel as being CEO, I want that high level of transparency, right? So some other crypto projects will be, give us your money, shut up, go away. I like to be very, very transparent with anyone that's on Telegram because I think it's my duty, right? So I will tell them the good news and I'll tell them the bad news. And as long as everyone is kept up to date, they can do their own research and they can make their own decisions. So I like being visible on Telegram. I like being visible on Discord. And I like being the face, right? Because you can't hide away at all. And a lot of projects do that, and they leave that to the community managers to bat off the questions and give them a lot of fluff. I've never been a great believer in fluff. So any questions and any inquiries, I'd first direct to the website, solarx.ai. But the best place to be would be on Telegram, where it's a really active community at the moment that we're having, and that's only getting more active. So there's some good discussions going on there about not only the miners, but also the blockchain protocol, but also the utility of the token itself as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's one of the biggest things that sets a project back when they have anonymous founders and CEOs. You just lack credibility. If nobody can hold you accountable for anything, well, then, you're free to do whatever you want. You're free to rug the project, essentially. And we see enough of that in crypto.
No, I don't agree with that. Look, I think you and I and your viewers have probably been involved in quite a few projects where it's promised the earth and then one day you've come onto Telegram and it's gone.
Right.
Or you've been involved in projects where they've continually told you something that they think you want to hear. And at the end of the day, it makes no sense. And they're just going to keep on batting you off. This is different. I think you have to be 100% just transparent, because the path of the startup and the path of the crypto company is not always smooth. Right. But if you know it, if you know the story, warts and all, and if you feel that you're involved with the crypto project, then you have a lot more connection with the crypto project. And that is certainly from the top down, right? You can't avoid it. And the more involved you are with a project, with myself and the SolarX team and also the community, the more you feel that you're part of that project moving forward, so you can share in that success and share in the news and share in the bad times and share in the good times. It's not all roses.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just curious, can you tell us a little bit about your background in crypto? How long have you been in the space? What were you doing before crypto?
Well, I had a full head of hair before crypto.
It happens.
It does.
Hopefully I'll keep mine, hopefully it doesn't go anywhere.
And the grey as well. Okay, so I come from a traditional background,
right?
First and foremost. I've worked and lived in UK, Europe, Australia, US, the Middle East, for mainly traditional foreign exchange brokerages, whether I've been on a bank desk or a founder of the FX brokerage, and then all of a sudden, it kind of FX wasn't exciting anymore. I felt that I'd reached what I could actually achieve in foreign exchange. So I started to get involved in crypto, and crypto back then in, when was it? 2014, 2015, very new, very raw, very Wild West, right? I mean, you can probably remember the times where to swap a Bitcoin, for some cash, you had to meet someone in the street and give them a hard drive, and they'd give you some cash, check it quickly, and then run off into the darkness. So that's when I started to get involved, because it kind of opened up a lot of possibilities, right? And it's a new and fresh market, and it shared the similarities between what the tribulations that foreign exchange went through in the 90s. And I know that's a long time ago, right? But I'm old. Where foreign exchange went from being the plaything of the institutions to a much wider audience on the retail side. It was democratized. Crypto has always been set out to do that as well. If you read the original Satoshi documents, the main premise of that is democratize banking, and you are your own bank and everything should be equal. To a degree, and I don't know if this is a controversial view, I don't think that's been achieved yet. I really don't. It's back then it was 1% that were making all the money in foreign exchange and traditional finance. Now it seems that 1% has just swapped a suit for jeans and t-shirt, right? It's a different 1%. It hasn't been democratized at all. SolarX and crypto in general, I think, is one way of democratizing it, because the ability to actually mine your own tokens without getting involved with large investment vehicles. But that's a sideline. I got involved back with crypto in a formal sense when I joined Kraken as a director in the UAE. And that was to get them a foothold in the Middle East, to get them regulated in Abu Dhabi, to get the name out there, to educate people, to make sure everything was done on a compliance side. I know that's a dirty word. To get regulated, to get customers in, and to get people used to the idea of transacting and holding crypto and being their own bank. And in the Middle East, it was actually quite an easy task, because the Middle East is actually quite a forward-thinking region as such. So that's what got me interested in crypto, and that's what gave me a deep dive into crypto. It does share a lot of similarities with the traditional, even though a lot of us don't admit it. It does share a lot of similarities. I then went to another layer one blockchain company. It was completely decentralized, and that had a unique product as well. I finished with them, and then was approached by SolarX. And first of all, when they told me, we have a solar-powered crypto miner, my first thought was, yeah, okay, right, yeah, everyone says that, everyone. You know,
right.
I've heard it all before, right? And they said, no, we're not kidding, We have this, and this is what we want to do, and this is where we want to go, but we don't have experience. We're great at building things, and we're great at the tech side, but we need someone to point us in the right direction and get the word out there and to get us launched and to grow the company globally. Would you fancy doing that? And first of all, I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I looked into it deeper, and I looked into the possibilities, and I looked what their dreams were and where they wanted to be in 5 years' time with regards not only to the mining machines, but also the way it's dispersed and the way that they want the coin utility to work and the ecosystem they want to build. And that kind of like clicked with me. That's something I really want to be involved with, to take it on and make this project different from probably 99% of other projects out there, because it has that physical product, but also have that involvement and be that transparent moving forward. So that's what got me into crypto originally, and that's where I am at the moment. So it's a bit of a long story, because I'm old. I have a history, right?
Not that old. Stop it now.
I know, right?
No, not at all. Okay, well, I think, it's a really interesting one. There's always all these different projects, and people tend to be quite skeptical, I think, in crypto. So I think it's really important to have these conversations and dive into these different projects and really understand, what the roadmap is and where it's going. What about, let's say, 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself?
Myself, look,
And SolarX.
And so thanks to that, because I was just going to say, cop out of it, because one of the interview questions I asked is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And the usual answer to that is 5 years older. Right, but that's not going to be because.
Well, SolarX, 5 years older.
SolarX, okay, well, that's cool. Well, I'd like to see SolarX have that global interest. I'd like SolarX to definitely be the miner of choice. When you speak about, let's say, in 5 years' time, I don't want people to think of miners as something you have to plug in. I want them to think as miners that you plug in was so 2024, right? And now it's 2029, 2030, and this is how we should be doing things. We should be harnessing the sun's power. And why are you using a plugged-in mains-powered miner now, right? Why can't we, think of it back in 2024, we could only mine and gain tokens from one token at a time with one miner at a time. Why is that? Why are all the other chains back in 2024 so energy hungry? It's 2029 now. Why are you not using the SolarX carbon neutral green blockchain? So I want it to be, and it's going to be, but I'm pretty sure with the path that we're taking, it's going to be the chain of choice and the miner of choice, because that's where it's heading. And it's a good point to make, Leia, because we have our miner at the moment but that's constantly being developed and constantly being upgraded. So the miner you have now may not be the miner you have in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years time.
Yeah.
Might be a completely different incarnation as technology gets better, as solar power capture gets better, as utilities get better, and as the global reach gets better as well. So I can see us in 5 years time looking back and going, why didn't they do that then? That's where I want to be, right?
Yeah, well, that's technology for you. You know, things are moving so fast, and I can hardly keep up. You know, with all these new different chains and networks and
I know. And the
bridges
majority of them
and
are good. I mean, every new chain I think is a good addition because, in
right.
my view, the more choice you have and the more chains you have, the
Yeah,
better it is for adoption. Because even if a chain attracts 100 people, it's 100 people that haven't been attracted to crypto or blockchain before. Right.
exactly.
So it's a benefit in the long run. So I don't, even if it's a meme coin, well, let's not go that far. But it's someone that gets introduced to the way of conducting crypto and making their own decisions, then it's a good thing overall.
Right. I mean, I would even go as far to say that it's okay if it's a meme
It
coin. At
is.
the end of
It
the
is.
day, that's what people want. Give the
It's
people
your
what they
choice.
want.
Yeah.
It's a free market,
It's
and
completely your choice. Completely your choice. And
right.
that's the good thing, and that's how it should be, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a free market. And I think, that really, if that's what brings people into crypto, then so be it. Allow that to bring people in, and then they can finally feel a little bit more comfortable, do some research, and then stumble across projects with actual utility.
Yeah.
So if meme coins have to be this kind of controversial gateway, then so be it, is what I say.
Exactly. Look, it's not a one size fits all environment, right? You might be in for the quick
Yeah.
profit, and that's great, and you're a switched on trader, brilliant. And then you get to the other side of the coin where people like us, where we'll put X amount every month in Bitcoin and then just forget about it. And
Exactly.
that's it's not a one size fits all. So the more choice that everyone has, the better it is for everybody. And whatever gets you into crypto and blockchain is not a bad thing, irregardless of what it is.
Exactly. Glenn, it's been such a pleasure speaking with you. Just finally, how can people get in touch with you if they want to get in touch?
Oh, best thing is go to our website first off.
Okay.
That's solarx.ai. And then if you want to continue it from there, I think the best thing to do is actually head over to our Telegram. The socials are linked on the website, but you should be able to find us on a search on Telegram as well. We're always available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, never sleep.
That's how it is.
Sometimes I know.
Yeah, that's how it is. I said this, we had somebody on the show yesterday. I was saying, that's why crypto ages you, because it's
Yes.
borderless, it's 24/7. You have people someone's always awake, and you've always got someone to reply to,
Yeah.
So
I mean, if I say I'm 25
never
years old, and if I'm 25 years old, you go like, yeah, that's probably it's.
Yeah, it happens. Well, Glenn, it's been such a pleasure speaking
And
with you.
you,
Thank you so much for coming on the
and
show.
you.
I want to thank everyone so much for watching. If you're interested in SolarX, then definitely head to their website and check it out. If you enjoyed this segment, please hit the like button and subscribe, as we have a lot more crypto content coming since the bull market is finally back. We'll see you all next week.